So Alexander Pilashenko now to try and make amends. Now, this is for second in the snatch rankings at the moment. It's Kianush Rostami of Iran who leads at the moment from Tian of China. So this is to try and push Tian down to third, and not to be.
Well, you look at the scoreboard and there are so many red lights on it. This is not the most consistent of competitions that we've seen so far.
Of course, what it may mean is that, you know, perhaps for the bronze medal, this could turn out to be a clean and jerk championship.
Well, I think this is leaving it wide open at the moment. We've got three.
But now, Artem Okhilov of Russia to come on to take his second attempt. Now, he's going for 173. 174, I beg his pardon, and this is only his second attempt. So not only would he take the lead, but this would put him in a decent attacking position if he can make this. This is on his personal best. 174.
Oh, he's got it.
Well, it's clear, isn't it, as you suggested right from the beginning of this competition, who the #1 Russian was likely to be on this night.
Well, based on recent form and the challenges that these guys have had building up to the competition, Okhilov is using this opportunity now to really show what he can do. And it's all very well these lifters and teams trying to qualify places for the Olympics, but even if Russia do qualify lifters for the Games, they've got to fight it out amongst themselves as well, so it's important to come out as the top.
Yeah, bronze medalist at the last two Worlds, but really keen to note in those Youth Olympic Games in Singapore in 2010 when he was a 77-kilo lifter. And that promise looking as if it might be fulfilled. And now Tian hails from Hubei province in central China. Perhaps to give you an idea of where that is, if you're familiar with the big Three Gorges Dam in China, it's that part of the world, and it's famous for its Yangtze River cruises. Something I quite fancy doing one of these days, actually.
Just taking a look at the scoreboard now. Okhilov, that is in picture, having just succeeded with 174, has opted for only a 2-kilo increase, 176. That's going to mean he's next out again, so he's only got 2 minutes to recover.
And that's because Tian has gone to 178, and so has Rostami. So they're both going to challenge him, but those two rivals are going for 5-kilo increases. This is a 2-kilo increase, but, you know, it is going for a new personal best there. Thinking clearly the Russian team of the overall championship, not necessarily, you know, trying to win a gold medal in the clean and jerk. Let's put the lift on the board. So this for 3 out of 3. 30-second buzzer. Settles.
Oh, what a platform to get a personal best. 2 kilos up on what he's done before.
Would you say? I would say that's the best of the three.
Absolutely, that was the most confident, solid lifting we've seen so far. And you'd almost say there's more kilos to come. But if you're going to set a personal best, do it on the world senior stage. Brilliant effort. And he's up in the lead with only 2 lifters left to compete for these medals. Tian of China and Rostami of Iran. Excellent lifting, so confident.
Always good when you're working to a plan, even better when the plan comes off. And so he can think about other things. He can think about the clean and jerk. Incidentally, the Russian national record at 85 kilos is 180. Vyacheslav Yershov, set back in 2002. But now Tian of China. 178.
No. Well, he nearly missed his first attempt behind. Had a good fight to save it, but that one definitely went out the back door.
Yeah, he was going for a new personal best, and again, in terms of Chinese form, 85 kilos national record. Lu Yong, also 180 kilos, set in the Beijing Olympics of 2008. So he's not far off that.
No,
but of course now it's opened the door for the defending world champion, Kianush Rostami, who I have to say has an aura about him.
Well, he's very calm and composed. These athletes are not wasting, or Rostami definitely is not wasting any energy coming onto the platform. He's going to save every ounce of energy and explosion for the split second that it takes to execute the snatch. Well, that's both lifters missing 178. This looks like it's going to be the weight for the medals.
Well, you know who the beneficiary really is of these two failures? That's actually Okulov of Russia, because he's got the 176
He's in the lead at the moment,
board.
yes. He'll be sat in the warm-up room now watching in anticipation in the hope that they both miss again.
So Tian currently in the bronze medal position. Once again, a little bit of hygienic cleaning.
Well, I think Rostami has cut his shin based on where they're cleaning the bar. That's the part of the bar that's in contact with the body. And trouble is, once you've ripped your shin, then you're just going to keep getting blood on the bar. So every time Rostami lifts, they're going to have to clean it.
So Tian just patiently having to wait. Did compete in the World Championships last year in Kazakhstan and collected 170 kilos in this first examination on his way to a total of 375, and had posted 385 as his target total for today. So he certainly needs this. And it is 3 kilos more than he lifted in the Nationals. Mind you, he could have something of an awesome clean and jerk, judging on the news we've had for him in training.
Well, he's up into the lead. Look at that for a recovery under so much pressure. And Okulov will be gutted that he's pushed down now into silver.
Yeah, but it's only a couple of kilos, and it could have been worse. I mean, that's the important point. And
well, Rostami now is going to come out for the same weight. There's no need for him to go heavier. Rostami is the lighter of the two lifters, so if successful, will go into the lead and go for the gold medal. But
and he's also got the heaviest opener for the clean and jerk.
He has, but looking at that previous attempt, didn't look anywhere near as convincing as Tian, so this is going to take a tremendous effort to be successful.
But he has done this before. He did it last year. There's that blood on the shin. Well, you were spot on there. You read that absolutely perfectly, Michaela, and it does mean that he's left on 173. So again, who's the happiest in the warm-up room? Is it Tian? Is it Okulov? It might well be Okulov. Okulov, or he only is posting 205 as his opener, which on paper puts him with a disadvantage, but you just never know.
Oh.
So at the end of the first half of the competition, in picture is the man who's got the gold medal, and that's Tian Tiao of China, 178. And there you have Okulov, 3 good attempts, 176. That's the reward he's earned. Rostami, defending champion, only 1 out of 3. And then there's a drop there of 5 kilos to Akadov, the defending champion.
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction. Drawn to ideas whose time has come. Creating a world that responds intuitively to your command with gesture control. With a revolutionary carbon core that's light and lean, yet strong. And with the next generation of headlight technology, BMW laser lights. Because at BMW, we believe the best way to predict the future is to create it. The new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
Well, he's full of confidence, and as you say, you know, on the evidence of what we've seen, he's surely got an extra couple of kilos. What he's got to do, what the coaches have got to do, is to watch very carefully, haven't they, here now? Because the chances of Okulov become bigger by the minute, and they will become even better if this man runs into trouble for a second time. And remember, you've still got Rostami on 213, but he hasn't got a total yet. So Tian. So it's the conventional lifting of Okulov at the moment versus the slightly unconventional lifting of Tian.
It's not there, is it?
No.
Almost looks like he's catching the weight a little too high, and it's a very soft receiving position. You compare that to how solid and dynamic Okulov was on his receiving position.
For people who might not understand the word soft.
So instead of landing feet nice and firm on the ground, he's just sinking into that position. That's what I'm calling soft. You compare it to Okulov. When he landed, there was no movement. He landed solid with his feet on the floor, and his body didn't sink at all. It was just a really dynamic, explosive, powerful movement. I think Tian is under some serious pressure. As we saw yesterday, the Chinese favourite went out on the clean and jerk. Surely it's not going to happen again today.
Well, it's not looking good, is it?
I wouldn't, from what I've seen, I wouldn't put a bet on this, but you never know. These Chinese lifters are very, very experienced.
I think that was the man from last night, Liu, who suffered that fate in the 77 kilo class. Well, Kianush Rostami, defending champion, just waiting for his turn, but this is very much the moment of truth now. This would be 389. It would take him ahead of Okulov. But he's lost his chances of going for a clean and jerk world record. He's lost his chance of probably going for the championship.
Oh, can you believe it? 2 nights on the trot. The 2 favourite lifters coming into the competition have both bombed out. Lou last night in the men's 77 category, and Tian this evening, the men's 85s. How disappointing. Terribly, terribly disappointing.
Well, it does bring into question this technique, doesn't it?
Well, when it's done and it's performed, it is super impressive, but that's 2 nights on the trot, too many failures.
Here comes Abdi Alkadov, and suddenly things look even brighter for him, because he's sitting in second place behind his teammate in both the clean and jerk and the overall, with still just Rostami to come. Now, come on, stand up. 7 kilo increase, big ask.
Well, there's your squat jerk, and that's how to do it. Still no room for error, but he didn't need any room. That was spot on. Really good lifting, and that's when it's impressive. And you know what? He is going to find himself on the rostrum. He cannot fall out of the medals. What a lease of life he's been given.
380. Well, the Russians have got it really right tonight, haven't they?
Well, a bit of luck goes your way. That was close to an adjustment on the shoulders, but he's okay.
And his trouble was all in the snatch phase. You know, world champion in 2013 with 387, European champion a couple of years ago with 388, and you could just see, had the snatch phase gone a little bit better.
Well, he's put himself up into gold medal position on the snatch. Obviously, we've got Rostami.
On the clean and jerk,
Sorry, clean and jerk. We've still got Rostami to enter the competition.
But he's in silver medal overall. You know, and Okulov, now, Okulov taking the big leap. This will be 9 kilos if he gets 220, but Rostami coming out on 214. He's put it up a kilo. And remember, Rostami only made 1 good attempt in the snatch phase. Going for 387. That is the same total as Okulov, but Rostami is lighter. That's his advantage over the leading of the 2 Russians.
Well, that was a tough clean. Good overhead though, yeah. Really solid in the jerk. Not a textbook clean, just see the hips moving to one side, but that jerk was very, very impressive. So, first in the jerk, first in the total by virtue of lighter body weight, and he's got 2 attempts left, whereas the 2 Russians have only got 1 left. But the pressure really is going to be applied in a moment. Rostami won this with 391 last year, and he's 4 kilos off that at the moment. But he is, for the relevance of that lift was 3 kilos up on Okulov, which has put him into the overall lead, so this really is a battle. Yeah,
but Okulov, now it was interesting because at one moment the bar was posted at 220, that's come back to 215 for Okulov. So they've been a little bit more conservative here. Now, that may be for 2 reasons. 1, an assessment of Okulov. 2, an assessment of Rostami. Do they think that Rostami is in the sort of form to be able to do it? He's got 2 attempts.
Well, let's put this in perspective. Okulov, personal best of 211. He's already equalled it. Yeah. Was it sensible to go 220? No. That's purely to give him time to wait and see what Rostami was going to do. So he's done the right thing, come down to 215. This will put him back into gold medal position.
Yeah, if he'd gone 220, he would have been going for a new world record anyway. But this is not the moment for that. But there's a huge amount of support. The Russians yet to strike gold in these championships. But whatever happens, if he gets 6 out of 6, it's going to be a really super evening. Now, big question. Personal best, 391. That's what he's going for. Drive.
Great clean.
Now, one big effort. Come on.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on, bring that left leg forward.
I don't know.
It. No, well, I know what you're going to say, but wait. Wait, the way some of the judging's gone, he might yet get this. I know exactly what you were going to say.
There was definite movement in his left elbow,
Yes,
but
yes,
who cares? 2:15. I really hope he's got it. There we are, he's got it.
You see, I know exactly what you were looking at, that left arm there, but the way that the referees have been judging, I could see that happening, you know?
Do you know what? It is a shame that the refereeing hasn't been as consistent as we would like, but it is such a good fight.
What's the left arm?
Definite movement.
Well, all I can say is good on you.
The Weightlifting World Championships from Houston. Live tonight on Eurosport 1.
Like getting your money's worth? Well, we only use whole cuts of 100% British and Irish beef in all our burgers, including our cheeseburger. Just 99p from the Saver menu.
$391. And the Russians celebrating here. That's 6 kilos more than last year, 10 kilos more than the Worlds in 2013 for Okulov, when he also got the bronze medal. But now here's his teammate going for a 4 kilo increase to take him to 384. He cannot overtake his teammate.
But it would be gold on the clean and jerk.
It would indeed, for the moment.
Short, very short. Okay. So he's been failed on that one. He's been failed for adjusting on the shoulders. When he landed at the bottom, the bar has to go on top of the shoulders, but he caught it low and pushed it up. That's no lift.
So he's got the overall bronze, though, so that is a real get-out-of-jail card for Apti, who clearly is not the Apti that we've seen in previous seasons. Maybe that back surgery has held him back, and maybe we will see him to better advantage in future in the 94 kilo class. But this man's not going away. But on this day, Artem Okulov with 6 out of 6 leads the competition, and now the bar goes to 218. 218 is equal to Zhang Yong's record. This is one of the oldest records. It was set in Ramat Gan in Israel in 1998. Yeah, it's only going to equal the record, not to break the record. Well,
And it's a no lift. He's done it. He lifted it, he recovered, and then dropped it behind.
Yeah, which is one of the 10 ways you can fail a lift, and that's 4 kilos. He would have gone to 391, and by lighter body weight, he would have gone into the lead ahead of Artem Okulov. So he's got one more attempt to retain his world title. Now they've got an interesting, I can see what the plan was. Win the title and then go for the world record. Now they've got an interesting thing. Do they dare put it up a kilo and still go for the victory? What would you do? Would you stay on 218?
No, I go 219.
You go 219? On the
you know,
basis
when
that
you
these
get to that,
opportunities don't come around very often.
yeah, there we are. And when you get to this kind of weight, what's the difference of a kilo?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the, oh, I don't know. This is tough. This is really tough. This is everything. This is an attempt at the gold medal overall. It's also a world record. What a pressurised lift.
2:18. The world record, and the bar now with the extra kilo, 2:19. So this is effectively a 5 kilo increase.
I really want to see a camera in the warm-up room right now on the Russians.
Yeah, you need a camera on Okulov, don't you? Because Okulov has done with his Russian coaches absolutely everything perfectly. Personal best, 6 out of 6, 391. You could not ask any more. But is it going to be the Iranian national anthem or the Russian national anthem tonight? 5 kilos to take him to 392. It would be a kilo more than he lifted in winning this championship in Almaty in Kazakhstan last year. So over a minute. They can see that 2:18 flashing. There's an awful lot of pressure on this. So far, he has only made 2 out of 5 lifts. Well, in every sense of the word, this is the big one. So, still got more than 30 seconds. There is the buzzer. Mind and body together. 10 seconds.
Oh, that's hit him hard.
No, and you know the body language.
I'm not sure.
Told the story before, and the championship of the world at 85 kilos.
What was the buzzer for?
Artem Okulov, that was a 30-second buzzer.
No, the clock was below 10 seconds.
No, the buzzer was, no. There was a 30-second buzzer, and that was the clock counting down. I don't think there was any problem with that. I don't think he had that in his head. And take nothing away, Okulov, where's the picture of Okulov? We want to see Okulov. And in the stance before, when he was fixing and tightening off his belt, you had that sense that it was not going to be him. And look, the Russians absolutely delighted. Okulov, they've got the victory. It's the first championship for the Russian. Sergei Zertsov, the president of the Russian Federation, there as well. 2:15, 6 out of 6. New clean and jerk personal best, and he wins the clean and jerk gold by 1 kilo. And then Apti Audakov, and good consolation bronze medal. And then a big gap of 10 kilos down to the B group man Ulugbek of Uzbekistan, getting into 4th place in the B group earlier in the day. So Russia, and there is the champ on the left there, Artem Okulov, at the age of 21, Youth Olympic Games winner back in 2010, and 5 years on from that, he takes the championship of the world. 391 to Rostami, the defending champion, down to silver, and Arkadov in 3rd place. The 1, 2, 3, gold and bronze to Russia.